Hey guys, it's Destiny Lachey. Welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title in today's video, I'm getting a facial. Here's Morgan. She's giving me a facial. She's actually a subscriber. She hit me up on Instagram and she like reached out and was like, hey girl, come get a facial. And I'm like, all right, like I'm down. I am down. So what are we gonna do today, you think?
So we are gonna do a dermaplane with a lactic acid peel. So what that means is a dermaplane already ends up taking up to 21 days worth of dead skin off of the skin. So what ends up happening with dead skin is it's not just like sitting on top. Your dermal layer of skin is actually pretty sticky. So to be able to kind of take that off, you're gonna need to be able to go in with something a little bit more abrasive, whether it's a chemical peel or something like dermaplaning. So what we're gonna be doing today is combining those two with a lactic acid peel and the dermaplaning. So she's about to walk out and be as glowy as a disco ball.
Yes, I want it all.
And with that being said, all of her products at home are gonna be able to sink in about 50% better than what they were doing before. So if you want to spend money on good products, getting these treatments are going to be more cost effective in that sense, because you're not going to be able, you don't have to use as much product once you get home. You can use half the amount knowing that that product is physically going to penetrate the skin now. Okay.
If you have like acne kind of prone skin, like if my face was like really broken out, could I still get dermaplaning done?
So no, it depends on the type of acne. Cystic acne, I would say no, just because it's a little bit hard to work around. But for normal acne, if there's any like flare-ups in certain areas, we would just go around those.
Okay.
Acne-prone skin can still get this. Anybody with rosacea, sensitive skin, pretty much any skin type can get this. Okay. It just means that if you have active acne, that we're going to kind of work around that area. But for cystic, it's just a little bit too painful. Okay. So I normally work with chemical peel treatments and sessions before, at least 3 or 4, to get them cleared up. And then we can move into that dermaplaning option. Okay, awesome.
And I had this weird question like this morning in my head. Do you wash your face before you get a facial? Like, should you wash your face before you come get a facial?
You don't have to, but just making sure that your makeup is off would be great. But if it's not, that's still something I can do as well. Okay. But that's totally up to you. You don't really have to wash your face for me to wash your face.
I really was thinking about that this morning.
Man, your skin has changed so much. Me being that creepy YouTube star.
So what does it like look like?
So you used to have a ton of hyperpigmentation. So after those chemical peels, I really saw a huge difference, but the texture of your skin is what I'm noticing is a little bit different. You're a little bit dehydrated, but that's okay. We're gonna take that dead skin off.
Okay.
We're not here to judge. I can't talk.
I'm dehydrated?
It's your skin, and we only intake 3% of the water that we actually physically drink. Okay. So a lot of that hydration isn't gonna be coming from you chugging 8 gallons of water a day. It wouldn't even be possible. It really is by drinking water consistently throughout the weeks. You'll notice a little bit of a difference for sure. Big difference. But really keeping your skin hydrating and exfoliating at least once a week, I'd say. If you can handle it 2 times a week, that's something I would definitely recommend too. And sometimes you use African soap, which is a little bit drying sometimes, so you could probably actually go on and off with that. Now that your skin is actually clear at this point, you could probably adjust to something and switch on and off every other. So like an actual cleanser that has like a little bit of like a more milky substance to it. So I'm going to start and I'm going to cleanse you. I'm going to use a vitamin C and lactic cleanser on you today. And I'm going to turn this back.
I love a good steam.
Oof, it's like my favorite. And again, let me know if it's too much.
Oh no, no, I'm like good with seeing. I love
She's like, I need more. Actually.
My lashes might fall off, but we'll be alright.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
you'll melt my lashes off, but that's alright.
I'm like, oh, we might have to adjust.
It's okay, you're good. Oh, it feels so nice.
It's super foamy. Go in and we always do a good double cleanse. First one is to take any residual things we got chilling on the skin, whether or not we know it's there or not. That second one is really going to be cleaning the skin. You can do this about every 4 to 6 weeks, I'd say, depending on how fast your hair grows back. Okay. That peach fuzz. This hair is never going to grow back darker.
Okay, because yeah, people are like, oh, your hair's going to grow back thicker and darker.
So you can't change the anatomy of a follicle just by taking it off, you know? Yeah. So what that means is you have vellus hairs that just there's vellus and then there's those thick coarse hairs. We won't go over those. So if you're one to get your lip waxed and it's like dark and coarse, I do go around that. But if you're one that just has a little peach fuzz, I go right over it.
Okay.
How are you holding your hands so still?
Look, practice.
No.
Practice.
Wow, I can barely do lashes because I'm like,
practice,
so
girl.
shaky.
It's horrible. Like, it's practice. Because I used to be the shakiest thing ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright, it's good that it can be a learned trait.
Right. Yeah, you can definitely
This brings
learn.
me hope.
I usually have like a, I got the 12, so.
Oh, do you like the camera better?
I do.
You have
the front camera, yeah, yep. I have I actually have the 10. So I upgraded from 10 to 12.
Ooh, you jumped.
Yeah, I jumped. This feels so nice. I haven't had a facial in so long. You can take my lashes off too if you want. Pop them off. Pop them off. Let's go. Here.
We're going in or out of corner.
Let's take them out.
Beautiful.
Pop them off.
Here, take this left one. Here we go.
Awesome. Look, take them off. I can rub my eye.
Bare face beauty now.
Let's do it.
So this is a sonic scrubber. Essentially what this is going to do is it's able to kind of lift and extract without me actually physically picking or pulling at your skin. Sometimes I will do manual extractions if you need it, but this is really kind of has, you can see it has cleaning, lift-in, ion plus and negative. These ones that I really kind of use, I use the cleaning and lifting. The cleaning I use more than not just because you'll be able to kind of see once this hits the skin, it's really able to kind of pull up any debris that's kind of left chilling on the skin from what I couldn't get from cleaning myself. You can kind of feel, I do put a little bit of pressure on that.
It doesn't hurt or anything.
Nah. You'll see as we go over the nose, it's what makes the biggest difference. Is this something you normally kind of stick with as getting facials, or is this something you do?
I haven't, like I said, I haven't had a facial in a minute, but
you might feel like you kind of want to sneeze a little bit once I push there. That's where your
I feel it.
So you can kind of see what comes off just from right there is.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Just kind of hugs the nose perfectly to get right in there. You can kind of see the difference between this side and this side.
Wow.
You can hear it more than you can feel it. Really just does feel like I'm just kind of grabbing something like a spatula and scraping it against your skin, but like...
I didn't shave my mustache for you.
I'm gonna do it for you. I go in the eye, right in the eyebrows with this, because you wear makeup. Maybe not as much anymore.
Yeah, not as much. I don't go anywhere.
But there's a lot of stuff that ends up building up under it. Especially we use the same makeup brush over and over and over again on our brush or on our brows, and we never really think about what's just chilling in there. All right, the dermaplane is next.
Yay!
So I actually oil plane most of the time versus dermaplane.
Oh, okay.
Oil plane just means that there's an oil-based product that's on the skin, and it just glides over a little bit easier, and this is just a little bit more gentle on the skin. I don't do this for everybody, but since we are going to go in with a lactic peel, I'm going to try to I'm going to make your skin a little bit more hydrated versus dehydrated, because we're going to have to dehydrate it before we put the lactic acid peel on anyways.
Okay.
What I use is the Sanita's Natural Moisture Factor. It kind of looks like an oil, but it feels a little bit lighter than like a pure oil.
Okay.
And we're gonna go over your lip.
Yes, do my whole lip. I didn't know there was a thing called like oil planing. Yeah. Well, I guess I never really did enough research either.
Yeah, it's not something that's like, it's a little more, I wouldn't call it new, because it's been really prominent for the past like 4 years, I'd say. But now more people are bringing it in. Not just med spas are bringing it in. You know, it's something you can do regardless of where you work. And I do go down here. Alright. And I'm going to start on your forehead. Have you ever had this before? I know
I've shaved my face before, but that's
okay. So I'm going to start on your forehead. It pretty much feels the same. I am able to put a little bit more pressure on it, and that's going to be the biggest difference between shaving the face and doing it with a surgical blade. And we keep the skin taut, and we just go right through it. Not bad, right?
No.
And then the best part is you get to see what comes off of your skin after this.
The satisfying part.
Full body skin. I'm gonna be rolling around a little bit.
Oh, go ahead. Do what you do.
Now you tip your head all the way to the right for me. Perfect. We're gonna go right in this area right here. Just gonna pull down pretty taut. And then, man, your skin is so beautiful.
Oh my
I'm so impressed.
Really?
I am.
Oh my gosh. That's
I just knew what you started with, and I'm just so impressed. I didn't do anything, but
girl, yeah. It's been a long time coming, though.
I'm gonna start with half the face right here. You can kind of see that difference between here and here. That brightness. It's really is like instant glow, like that instant evenness.
I love it.
Our hair's cast shadows. Even if they're dark, even if they're light, doesn't really matter. It's just, that's how light hits it. So with that being gone, it just kind of makes everything a little bit more even. When you put makeup on,
even when I just shave my face, it's just like, what?
The difference.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How often do you do that?
I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
I usually do it like once a month. If I do that.
Those things, it's like easy to get out of if you stop doing it.
And it doesn't hurt. It's just like the scraping sound, but that's it.
I know it sounds worse than it is. Actually, quite a quick treatment, honestly, which is great because it's not something you have to sit there for like an hour and a half just getting done. I chose treatments that I was gonna. The longest treatment I have is the LED teeth whitening, and I offer different tiers of it, so it's like a 75-minute. But for facial wise, the longest one that I have is maybe 55 minutes. I'm going to start with a pre-peel treatment. It's a mix of glycolic, salicylic, and lactic. It's small doses of it or small levels of it. But what this means is that I'm going to put it on her face. I want her skin to kind of dry out, which sounds a little bit counterintuitive, so that anything I put on after, such as that lactic peel, is really going to want to take and absorb into her skin a lot deeper. Even though this is a really, really superficial peel that's lactic, it's about a 0 out of 5. So that means it's really just that top layer of skin. Okay. Since we've already done the dermaplaning plus this is why you're going to get that glow that everybody kind of looks for, that instant gratification, versus having to wait for something that's like, yeah, you got to come in at least like 8 times for this to do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with that. You're definitely going to feel a slight stingle, but it's not the peel.
Okay.
It's just an illusion.
So this is like the drying out part.
Yeah. I even go right up over the eyes. I just hit my head on that. Not over the eyes, under the eyes. Sorry. I would say what's going to happen is you're going to feel an increase. But it'll kind of deplete within about a minute or so. This is going to sit on the chill on the skin for about 4 minutes. There's a couple different ways I can use this peel. I can do it this way, which means that the lactic only stays on for about 5 minutes. If I just did the lactic acid peel mask, I would just leave it on for a full 10 minutes. You can put it under a steamer. There's a lot that you can kind of do with this, with peels themselves. And especially as you kind of get to know the product a little bit more and ingredients in products. Sometimes maybe it doesn't say it in a manual, sometimes it doesn't say it at all. Maybe the rep doesn't tell you that. But as you kind of learn skincare brands as a whole, you can kind of pick and play around with certain things once you kind of get adjusted to it. And then after is when we're going to do extractions. The reason we don't want to do them before is, again, we just did a lot to the skin. If we did extractions and then threw on like a peel, it just burn. It would burn so bad.
Yeah, that's true. Should you be like extracting at home?
Here's the thing. I'm never going to tell somebody to not, because they're not going to listen. So what I recommend is, instead of telling my clients not to do something, if they are adamant about doing something at home, I will teach you how to do it. I'm more of an educational based esthetician versus telling you what to do and what not to do. I'm not your mother. That's not what I'm here for. So if you want to do extractions, I highly recommend, if you don't have a steamer, take a hot shower. You can steam a, like, it sounds really weird, a pot of hot water. Oh, I do that. Boil it, put it on like in front of you, and just kind of steam your face with it. My mom used to call those Italian facials. And then you can take, you know, like your fingers, and you can kind of just like, or 2 Q-tips, weed it out. Make sure you're not picking the skin or like probing the skin with your fingernails. That's the only thing. So if you want to cut your nails short, if you want to use the sides of your fingers, nothing that's going to like break skin or make yourself bleed. That's what you don't want, because if you're extracting blackheads specifically, those are already holes. Like, you shouldn't ever bleed from extracting a blackhead. So things like those, and if it's really bad, then I would recommend going to see an esthetician specifically for extractions. I've had a ton of people come in and just ask for those. It's a 20-minute session of just me, you know, cleansing and then doing extractions on their skin and sending them on their way. Especially if they don't trust themselves to stop. That's what to know. How do you know when to stop?
Stop picking, yes.
This sounds weird. So when you know when to stop popping a pimple, you know when blood comes out after? After that blood is gone, there's still a little bit of clear liquid that comes out. That's when you know it's done. It sounds counterintuitive, because, not counterintuitive, it sounds like you would stop when there's blood, but actually you kind of get that out, especially if it's a big cystic acne pimple that you've just popped. That relief and that blood is kind of formed around it, and then the pore is still in there. So once that clear liquid is starting to come out, that's when you can kind of be like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. You probably already damaged your skin, but let it heal.
You already did enough damage. Leave it alone. So pick your skin the right way. Basically, is what she's saying.
I can tell you not to, but we'll really
we do what we want at the end of the day. So is this the actual peel?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then kind of layer it on with a brush. This is going to stay on for 5 minutes with a timer set. Because we used that pre-prep treatment, it makes it a little bit stronger than if I just kind of left it on its own.
Okay.
But I know you've gotten some peels before, so I know your skin can handle it. Sound like a stock. So this is going to feel like I activated it again because as soon as water hits it, that's kind of what it does. So I'm just forewarning you. It's still not bad. It's still kind of be at that same level as 2.
Okay.
Alright, I am going to use a Hydro Jelly face mask on you. I'm going to focus it on hyperpigmentation. So we're going to use a spot diminishing one.
Okay.
It's a pretty blue.
Yeah.
Also, it smells like phenomenal. I don't know what they use in these, but it's actually an algae-based mask. And what this does is anything that I put on the skin, it's going to kind of be able to lock in. And it does still have hyaluronic acid in it as well. The difference between a professional version of this and a non-professional version is not contents of anything. It's genuinely just the size of it. You're a little blueberry.
Was that girl from Willy Wonka?
Willy Wonka. Violet. You're turning violet.
You're turning violet, Violet.
Oh, baby, I'm going to put this right over your head. Okay. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Constricting the vision now.
No, what is this one for again? I'm sorry.
So the yellow is going to be for glowiness of the skin, just overall complexion.
And then I sit under here for 10 minutes, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to keep this.
So we're taking this off. Oh my god, look at that.
Oh man, I really went skimpy on this side because I couldn't see. Ooh, that glow.
Look at that. My skin feels so good.
Oh, it looks phenomenal. I can't wait till you see it. I'm gonna put some under eye serum on you. And then I am gonna go ahead and mix a few different things to top it all off.
Okay. So what does this do?
This is Topical C, which is like a barrier for super dry skin. And then I actually only do like a pea-size amount with that, and then I mix it with just like a normal combination moist skin moisturizer. So you got a good balance of that massive amounts of hydration.
How do you make your skin undehydrated? Is that a thing?
Yeah, no, it is. our weather here is really bad. Like we have genuinely crappy weather. So it's hard, but definitely drinking water consistently, not just like one day of drinking 8 glasses of water.
Right.
I would say it takes about 3 weeks to notice that your skin is even taking that water. And then after that, making sure that you're exfoliating once or twice a week. And not, I wouldn't, you know, fully, I would do a chemical exfoliator.
Okay.
Yep. I would always do, I mean, I have a physical as well, but I know that if I say physical, people would go out and buy something that maybe wouldn't be, and that's not what I'm looking for. You're going to want to look for something that has genuine, like, balls that are all even, because anything with a shard, if you like smash something against a wall, essentially what it does is it just looks like little glass pieces. So even when you do shards of cranberry, even when you do anything that's of natural sort, is if it's not a physical bead that has a round circumference around it, you're gonna scrape up your face. So I always say chemical. There's a really great one by Pixie. It's that glow tonic.
Oh, I use that.
Genuinely, I love that one. And it's not super expensive.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
There is, you can go on the opposite spectrum. You can go to Sanita's and you can get the brightening peel pads. Those you can use, you start off using them once a week and there's 50 pads. So you have 50 weeks worth of product. They're pre-soaked. They kind of look like, it comes in like little pads almost like this. So one pad is one dose. And then you're good from there. That's dark in color is going to be either leftover, obviously, from her hair being dark. Most of that lighter is going to be from that dead skin that's coming off. Anything that's of like that peach fuzz you can see mixed with any of those like particles, if you can kind of, I don't know if you can see, it's a little white. Those are going to be like those dead skin particles as well mixed with those. Oh, wow. And really, it's not bad, honestly. No. My
skin looks so nice. Thank you so much, Morgan. Yes. Oh my God, guys. I love it. I love it. Look at that.
Glowing.